All right, welcome back to Talkin' Shirt, the Contract DTG podcast. I'm Mo, and I'm here with Mark Beletnikoff. Today we're talking about something that honestly gets overlooked way too much: building your dream crew. Not just hiring bodies, but actually creating a team that wants to be there, that fits your shop, and that sticks around. Mark, everyone loves to talk about perks, free pizza Fridays, ping pong tables, whatever. But in my experience, culture is what keeps people coming back, not the pizza. I mean, I love pizza, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you can bribe people with snacks for a while, but if your shop's a mess or you're running it like a sweatshop, nobody's going to stay. I always say culture is not just a buzzword. It's how you run your day to day. You need to have a vibe and a crew that buys into the culture and enforces the culture themselves.
Right, a place you walk in and you can tell people actually want to be there. They're proud of what they do. That's not an accident. That is constructed and built.
Exactly. And it's not about being everyone's best friend either. It's about being real. When I started, I was super transparent with my crew about the numbers, the struggles, the wins, all of it. I told them straight up, if you're just here for a paycheck, you're probably not going to love it. And you know what? That honesty weeded out the folks who weren't a fit. But the ones who stayed, they became this tight-knit crew. We had each other's backs, and it made the chaos of printing actually fun. Well, fun-ish. You know what I mean. When you have a crew that loves the vision and wants to help the team, it is productive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're upfront about your values, you attract people who actually care. I've seen shops where the owner's all about quality, and the team just gets it.
Right. They're not cutting corners. They're not bailing when things get tough. And honestly, that's worth more than any bonus or free lunch. If you build a culture where people care, the rest follows. You can't fake that.
Right. And it's not just about being nice. Sometimes it means having tough conversations or letting someone go if they're not a fit. But if you're clear about what you stand for, you'll attract the right people, and they'll help you build something way bigger than just a print shop. All right, let's talk about what happens after you find those folks, because hiring's just the start, right?
Yeah, onboarding and training. This is where a lot of shops drop the ball. You can't just throw someone at a DTG printer and hope for the best. I learned that the hard way coming from Tool and Die. Back then, you didn't just get handed a machine. You shadowed someone, you learned the ropes, and you got feedback. Sometimes a little too honest, but it stuck. No training, and you end up with Tony Iommi cutting his fingers off. I brought that into Contract DTG. New hires don't just get a manual. They get paired up with someone who knows their stuff. It's hands-on, and we do weekly check-ins. That way, if someone's picking up a bad habit, we catch it before it becomes a problem.
That's huge. I mean, I've seen shops where the training is just, here's the SOP binder, good luck. And then they wonder why people mess up or quit. People need structure, but they also need to feel like they're not just a cog in the machine. Shadowing, feedback loops, cross-training, those are the things that actually help people grow. And honestly, it keeps things interesting. Like, if someone starts in DTG, but you give them a shot at embroidery or sublimation, suddenly they're learning, they're engaged, and they're way less likely to bail when things get tough.
Yeah, and mentorship is a big one. I always try to pair new folks with someone who's got good habits. Not just the fastest printer, but the one who does it right every time. And those weekly check-ins, they're not just for catching mistakes. It's a chance to recognize when someone's crushing it, too. Recognition, fair pay, and giving people a shot to learn new stuff, that's how you keep them around. I'll give you a real example. We had a sudden staff shortage last year. If we hadn't cross-trained our team, we would have been dead in the water. But because everyone knew a little bit of everything, we kept rolling. No missed deadlines, no angry customers. That's the payoff.
And it's not just about retention either. When people feel like they're learning and being recognized, they actually care about the work. They'll spot issues before you do. They'll suggest improvements, and they'll stick around. It's like what we talked about in our episode on lean manufacturing. Continuous improvement isn't just about the process, it's about the people. If you invest in them, they'll invest in you. All right, so you've got the culture, you've got the training. Now let's talk about actually finding those rock stars in the first place. Yeah, let's get real. Hiring is tough. But honestly, a lot of shops are looking for the wrong things. They want the perfect resume, but what actually matters is attitude. I'd rather have someone who's hungry to learn and shows up on time than someone with 10 years of experience and a bad attitude. Red flags. If someone's just looking for a paycheck or they bounce around jobs every 6 months, that's a no for me. But if they ask good questions, show curiosity, and seem like they'd mesh with the team, that's gold.
Couldn't agree more. And you can't just wait for people to come to you. Recruitment's got to be ongoing. I'm always networking. Trade schools, referrals from my own crew, even digital platforms like Indeed or Glassdoor. But honestly, some of our best hires came from employee referrals. Your team knows who's going to fit. But you got to be careful not to build a team of clone troopers either. You want a mix. Some extroverts, some detail people, some creative types. That balance is what makes a shop run.
And don't be afraid to bring in temps or interns if you're in a pinch. Sometimes the right person just needs a foot in the door. But you gotta have a clear job description, set expectations, and actually listen during the interview. I always say, let the candidate interview you, too. Show them the real shop, the real work. If they're still interested after seeing the chaos, they're probably a good fit.
Yeah, and once you find those rock stars, keeping them is all about engagement and growth. Give them a path, give them feedback, and don't forget the basics. Fair pay, respect, and a little flexibility. People want to feel valued. If you do that, you'll keep your best people, even when everyone else is scrambling to hire.
All right, that's a wrap for today. If you want more real talk or need help with your next custom apparel project, check out contract-dtg.com. Mark, always a pleasure talking shop with you.
Same to you, Mo. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you next time on Talkin' Shirt. Take care.